Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, this is the third Russian massive missile attack and drone attack in the past 3 days, and it seems like the Russians changed tactic or strategy in what they are hitting now. If you remember, starting I think on the 8th or 9th of October 2022, the Russians destroyed, civilian infrastructure. Power grids and things that would affect electricity and delivery of power and so on. Now it seems like they changed this strategy, and because probably it's a little bit warmer over there, they switched into destroying ammunition depots and clusters of military bases where the Ukrainians get together their people to go and fight in the front lines. This missile attack that occurred last night, actually in the early hours of May 1st, did some damage here and there, but no damage in Kiev. I told you on a few occasions that the Ukrainians would probably exaggerate to such a point their efficiency in downing the Russian missiles and drones that they will have to get to 100%. And after that, they probably destroyed 150% of the missiles that were launched, if you know what I mean. So obviously no missile or drone was capable of penetrating Kiev. Kiev is safe. Since the Americans brought their, not the Americans, but the Germans provided the Patriot systems, it seems like there's no more penetration from the Russians' missiles. So let's see, I'm going to have a few articles here that I'm going to go through, and I'm going to assess the damage and what happened in the early hours of May 1st. So I'm going to start with these guys who would never lie to us, and which is a Telegraph, and it says that Ukraine war, Russia strikes Ukrainian arms depot to thwart counter-attack. So yes, the Russians are trying to do this, but I don't know why they didn't do this before, or at least now is reported. It says warehouses reportedly storing Ukrainian ammunition have been struck by Russian missiles overnight in an apparent bid to hinder Kiev's preparations for a highly anticipated spring counteroffensive. Videos posted on social media from Pavlohrad, central eastern Ukraine, showed a significant blaze at the site of the strike, with an industrial zone, 19 apartment buildings and 25 homes damaged or destroyed, according to the head of the Dnipro Region Council. So Mykola Lukashuk added, and I'm quoting, there were also fires. Emergency services are at work. The area was struck twice overnight. Vladimir Rogoz, an official in the Russian-backed administration of Zaporozhye, posted on social media to say that Russian forces have struck military targets at Pavlohrad, along with what he said were pictures of and videos of the blaze. They would never say this, what he said. When Zelensky says something, reports something, or they never say what he says. Like whatever, man. We're not us saying it, whatever he claims. Just pay attention to how these weasels are writing their articles. Russia has said that some recent strikes were designed to hamper Ukraine's preparations for a counteroffensive in the east. The size of the fire suggests that Russia may have hit an important arms depot. The last wave of strikes came just 3 days after 25 people died from Russian missiles on several Ukrainian cities, with a majority of fatalities occurring in an apartment block in Uman. Read this again. It says the latest wave of strikes came just 3 days after 25 people died from Russian missiles on several Ukrainian cities. The Ukrainians said that they destroyed 21 out of the 23 missiles launched by the Russians and all the drones. And they said that the only thing that happened, it was in this Uman, where 25 people and so on, some or 23. I don't know if they died at that point or they were injured. Here they say they died. And this guy says several Ukrainian cities. Well, several, that's more than two, I'm guessing, if you know what I mean. Two would be a couple, and you would, so several is more than two. Well, you can't hit more than two cities with two missiles, you know what I mean, two targets. So I pointed out to this last time that Ukrainians are, or how should I put it, the discrepancy between what Ukrainians are saying and the other side. The other side being even their supporters. In this case, the Brits. Next article. Ukrainian air defense downs 15 out of 18 Russian missiles overnight. Can you believe that? Yes, I can believe that. Ukrainska Pravda. Okay, 15 out of 18. So that would leave what? 3 missiles? 3 missiles, that's all they did. But I have so many articles showing how much damage those 3 missiles did, that it's impossible. Again, we're going to go again to this right here where they say several Ukrainian cities, and anyway, anyway, let's read this article. So this is again from May 1st, 2023. Air defense units destroyed 15 of the 18 Russian cruise missiles during a large-scale missile attack in the early hours of May 1st. Source: Valery Zaluzny, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. Quote, at about 2:30 a.m., Russian occupiers attacked Ukraine using strategic aircraft. 9 Tupolev 95 jets were deployed from the area of Olenegorsk, Murmansk Oblast, Russia, and 2 Tupolev 160 jets from the Caspian Sea. Zaluzny has said that a total of 18 Kh-101/Kh-555 air-launched cruise missiles were launched. He has also noted that military assets and personnel from air defense forces of the Ukrainian armed forces destroyed 15 missiles. Well, now we'll see what Russian Black Sea Fleet will do. That's what they did last time. They started with Tupolev 95 from the Caspian Sea. Then the next day they did it with, or I think it was late in the same day. It was a Friday, and then Saturday morning they destroyed some important location of, I think it was this ammunition depot with using the cruise missiles, the Kalibr cruise missiles from the Black Sea. And this is the third one. So let's see what's going on here. Oh, Air Defense Forces destroy all Russian missiles and drones over Kiev. Can you believe that? Yes. Preliminary reports indicate that all Russian missiles and drones in the skies over Kiev were destroyed in the early hours of 1st of May. Last night, and I'm quoting, the enemy carried out another massive air assault on Ukraine. It is the second in a row in the past 3 days. Well, if you consider the one from Black Sea is the third one, but hey. According to preliminary information, the missiles were fired from strategic aircraft Tupolev 95 MS. Well, how about Tupolev 160? You forgot about those ones, or you did not know about them? The air raid in the capital lasted for about 3 hours. Once again, the Russians have performed a complex attack. Oh, so they're not baboons? Deploying cruise missiles and drones simultaneously. According to preliminary reports, our air defense forces have destroyed all enemy missiles and UAVs in Kiev airspace. The information is being confirmed. Now, Popko also added that according to the latest report, no civilian casualties or damage to residential buildings or infrastructures were reported so far. That's good. The information is being updated. It was reported during the night that an air defense was operating in Kiev, the Oblast. All right, well, that's very good. And I have a few more articles here. Another one from Ukrainska Pravda. Again, May 1st, 2023. Russian attacks caused significant damage to power grid infrastructure in 2 regions. So we got 2 regions, but this guy is destroyed 15 out of 18. So that means those 3 missiles must have caused this right here. All right, in 2 regions. So there'll be two missiles, but fantastic. These guys, the Russians, are very accurate. Because if you, let's say you have 10 targets and you aim at 10 targets, and this guy say, well, we hit 8 out of 10, but those 2 that escape really hit their targets, that means all of them would have hit their targets, or it's just a coincidence. Remember, the Ukrainians and the Brits and the Americans said that the Russians have an accuracy percentage of about 20%, 25%, that's what I said. So let's say from 10 missiles, let's say maybe 2, 3 hit the targets, that's what I said. So if you have here 3 missiles that according to the Ukrainians escaped, 3 missiles, then out of those 3 missiles, take 25% would be 1 missile hitting the target. That's on average. It doesn't mean that those 3 were 100% and the rest were, 0. You know what I mean? From 10, if we use the same thing. But anyway, details are killing us. So this is another thing that they destroyed, the power grid. And there's another article that I have over here, and that one is showing us industrial facility hit the Zhytomyr region during nighttime attack. Now, where is Zhytomyr? Zhytomyr, I found out that is next to Kiev. This is Zhytomyr. So this is Kiev right here, and this is Zhytomyr area, in this area. That's what I talk about. So the industrial facility was hit here by the Russians coming from the Caspian Sea. So this is Caspian Sea right here. So those bombers came from here, all right, and they destroyed here. They penetrated everything here. Nothing in Kiev, they said. Remember, nothing in Kiev. They destroyed all of them, but somehow they destroyed here. And if you want to see it here, this is where Kiev is. This is probably Zhytomyr by the Russians, is right here. So again, they were capable of destroying over there all Ukraine without being hit. So they just flew. You know what I mean? It's kind of strange, but nothing hit Kiev somehow. But it crossed the whole thing. Well, you can say, well, we put over there the Patriots right over there. We defend Zelensky and his weasels. But no, not everybody else. Well, I would have put them around here, along the border, wouldn't I? Or wherever right here, like I have put them, starting from here in the south. So I want to make sure that these guys, I don't even know what is the action coverage, if I want to put it this way, the range of the Patriot systems. It's 80 kilometers or something. They hit targets. So if you put here, you need about like 40 or 50, I'm guessing, in order to defend everything. Otherwise, you just start with Kiev, and then what? Screw everybody else. It seems like. But anyway, so the Russians now, what did we take out of this? Or at least what I take. 1, the Russians still have missiles. Again, these guys don't know what they're talking about. Again, when you hear them say something, I'm talking about the Ukrainians, the Brits, these guys, hey, they don't have missiles. So the Russians somehow still have missiles. Because if you add the first one with this one and the one in the middle, which was from the Black Sea, you got about 23, you got about, 18, you got about 40, right? 41 or something, and then you got the Black Sea, I don't know how many they did, 5 or something like this. They had a salvo of 16 capability. I don't know how many, I couldn't find that one. So it would be about, let's say, minimum 45. So 45 in 3 days, plus the drones. Now they changed the facilities. They say, well, these evil guys. Well, I said that they're gonna switch from destroying mainly the infrastructure. Spring's coming. Done with that. No more. The impact is not that important now. So they changed to destroying the ammunition and the clusters of these guys. They're gonna get ready to pop in the front lines. So the Russians still have ammunition, or at least missiles as of now. Maybe these were the last ones, but you know what I mean. And they still hit targets. Contradictory reports. Those guys, several cities. These guys destroy all the missiles. You know what I mean? Let me take my violin and play you some that kind of music. So, my friends, this is it. And This would be, I'm guessing, the Russian monthly massive missile attack on Ukraine, but I suspect, this is my suspicion, they didn't call me to let me know, I'm just figuring things out on my own, that the Russians will continue doing like this, 12, 15 missiles from time to time to destroy whatever they feel necessary to thwart the Ukrainian counterattack, if that would occur. So I'm guessing we're not going to have the monthly massive attacks. We're going to have 10, 15 missiles today, 10, 15 missiles in 4 days, in 2 weeks, in something like that. So that's it. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.